It ain't but one guy. Hold on. It ain't but one guy. It ain't but one guy. It ain't but one guy keeping him away from him. That's Terence Crawford.
Hey,
but one guy.
Everyone in the room picked you to win. Everyone that I asked. Everyone.
Except for me, guess what?
Because I heard he could really play.
No. He can't even be Shakur.
He can't fuck with me.
So, you.
What's Shakur lied to you?
You lost. I seen the videos.
You ain't seen my video.
Oh, I didn't.
Exactly.
I just seen the video.
Exactly. What would happen? Exactly.
Now that you take care of business, how does you and Devin Haney end? How does that fight go?
Knockout.
Say this.
Devin Haney being at 147, he called Devin Haney out. What do you think about that fight if it's 1 or 2 fights away?
It's kind of a tough fight right now because Devin Haney is right back at the top of his game. Devin showed that the weight loss was probably causing him to not have as good punch resistance, and it also probably wasn't causing him to have as much power or explosiveness as he has. He showed tremendous power, tremendous punch resistance in that fight against Norman, and for him to do that means that the weight was probably an issue. Now, if Keyshawn comes up, or if they even do a catch weight, a 143, 144, it's gonna be a very interesting fight because I think Devin has more tools and more IQ right now, but Keyshawn is different. So when you got a guy that's different, and that's why I also said that.
Terence Crawford sends a cautionary message to Devin Haney, backing Keyshawn Davis and arguing that Haney could be overwhelmed by Davis's strength, pressure, and non-stop aggression.
I said I guarantee you he'll beat you though.
How you gonna bet on somebody else?
I'm gonna bet on him against you.
I will beat you.
No, you can't beat me, but I bet he beat you.
Terence Crawford delivers a sharp warning to Devin Haney, making it clear that boxing can be unforgiving if he overlooks Keyshawn Davis's explosive power, relentless drive, and determination to take everything in front of him.
How the sport chew you up and spit you out. You know, out with the old and with the new.
Ali, well, as y'all were asking me questions, I think about Muhammad.
Keyshawn Davis stands fully supported by Shakur Stevenson and Terence Crawford, who treat him like family, with Shakur passing down his knowledge and firmly believing that the moment has arrived for Keyshawn to take center stage.
When we kind of having our, that, nigga, come on.
Yeah.
We getting past that, and that was your turn, and I'm not gonna allow and sit back and allow you to even waste that talent that you got, because I've been told, Keith, for years, bro, you could be one of the best. All you gotta do is just, boom, discipline.
You know, with both of y'all being the best, they always gonna want it. And
they
I
gotta
know
come with it.
You know they always gonna want to see it, though. You know everybody always gonna want to see it.
We get to see it.
Keyshawn Davis reveals that talks are actively moving forward and assures fans that a clash with Devin Haney is locked in for 2026, setting the stage for one of the most awaited matchups on the horizon.
Let's do it. You know, I know he's dealing with some legal issues. I don't know what happened. He said he had to turn himself in, but I believe he tweeted like, Keyshawn, let's do it. I mean,
he said that?
Yeah, but he tweeted like something like that. Yeah.
Well, you know, Bill was in my DMs. We already was talking about it, honestly, before he even hit the media. So I know it's going to happen in 2026.
And you're good going straight to Devin in your first fight at 47?
If it makes money, it makes sense.
Right. 100%. Obviously, I want to get your take on your brother, Shakur, dominant performer.
Roy Jones Jr. gives high praise to Keyshawn Davis, pointing to the high-level competition he's already faced and his lightning-fast skills, labeling him as one of boxing's brightest emerging talents.
Competition. He's fought some elite guys. He's come up short, but he's always fought hard. He's never been stopped. I thought Keyshawn looked really, really good early on in that fight. He looked very poised, and Jermaine was fighting a fight that you typically don't see him fight. Jermaine is known for being very physical, very rough, and he's going to make it dirty if he has to. He was laying back, and it looked like he was allowing Keyshawn to take some ground and get established, but then Ortiz flipped the script and changed the game plan. He started to get into his normal bag of roughhousing and making things dirty. And I said, man, I like that. I was telling Shakur, I was in the locker room watching. I said, I like what he did right there, because he went away, let you get comfortable, and then he said, no, here I am. I'm going to be the guy that you actually thought you was going to be fighting, but I'm not going to do it in the first round. You saw Keyshawn have...
Roy Jones Jr. suggests that Keyshawn Davis would benefit from adding another 1 or 2 bouts to his resume before stepping in with Devin Haney, believing that extra experience will better prepare him for a challenge of that level.
You understand me? So when you gotta have that intangibleness about him, where he can be a different guy when it's time to be a different guy, you can never count him out. However, if I were pushing Keyshawn, I would have another fight or 2 before I fight Devin, just for experience purposes. And if I was Devin, I would try to jump on it right now before he gets those couple fights, because the more experience he gets, the harder he's gonna become to beat.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tough fight, you know, for Keyshawn Davis. And I think in many respects, Devin Haney too. You can't take Keyshawn Davis light. He can really fight. He's really like that. The weight difference is a concern, and it's a fair question. Is he ready now? Is he ready a fight or two from now? But that's the fight, really. If you really want to you want to scream, "I'm back." That's the type of fight that you want, because obviously it's in the Turkey Al-Sheikh universe, and that's a fight that's gonna get.
Greg Hackett shared a straightforward and unfiltered opinion on a possible showdown between Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney, stressing why matchups like this are vital for boxing's future. He explained that these fights matter because both competitors understand what the other brings to the ring, which raises the intensity and pressure on every level. Hackett pointed out that fans aren't interested in safe options anymore. They want true tests between top-tier names. Whether it's Haney against Shakur Stevenson, Haney versus Teofimo Lopez, or now the idea of Davis facing Haney, these are the contests that truly define greatness. In his view, this is where elite fighters separate themselves, because mid-level opposition simply lacks the physical tools and mental sharpness to compete at that stage.
Fights like that is because there's things each one of them know about each other. They know that those are great fights. We need those fights. We need those fights. We need the Dev and Shakur. We need the Dev and Tio. We need the Africa and Shakur, the Africa and Tio. We need the Gary Antoine mixed in there. We need the Lamont Roach mixed in there. It's a lot of guys. The Abdullah Masons mixed in there. It's a lot of guys we need mixed in there. You know what I'm saying? These are the fights we need. Those other guys, the B class, C class guys, they can't keep up with them, either physically or mentally, or both together. They can't keep up with them. You see it.
What kind of message do you think Keyshawn, made it in possibly the 40 to 47 division, beating Jermaine Ortiz the way he did?
I mean, I don't know. 47 is a different division. That was at one.
Hackett went on to break down Davis's latest victory over Jermaine Ortiz, acknowledging how strong the performance was at 140 pounds, while also reminding fans that stepping up to 147 presents a whole new set of obstacles. Even so, he pushed back on the idea that Davis would be undersized, explaining that fighters often appear much larger on screen than they do face-to-face. For Hackett, the bigger issue isn't size, but whether Davis can stay sharp, steady, and disciplined as the competition gets tougher. Given his skill set, background, and burning ambition, Hackett believes Davis has what it takes to compete at the highest level. In his view, a matchup with Haney would be the kind of elite, must-see contest the sport is craving right now.
Is he too small for 147? He looked good at 40.
No, I don't think he's too small. These guys only look real big on TV. When you see these guys in person, they don't be that big. You know what I'm saying? So he's not too small, no. The thing is, with Keyshawn, can he keep it together? Can he keep it together mentally? If he can keep it together mentally, then we see great fights out of Keyshawn. If he do that he say he been doing, which I don't know if he was lying or not, saying that he was drinking and camp and shit like that, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's a lie. I don't know if it's, if he was telling the truth. I don't know. But if he can keep it together mentally, then we see great fights out of Keyshawn.
Say Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney happen next. Who would you favor?
It's tough to say.
A boxing analyst recently shared thoughts on Keyshawn Davis's confident statement that he's unbeatable anywhere from 140 to 147 pounds. Davis hasn't been shy about his ambitions, openly calling for a fight with Devin Haney before making the jump to welterweight, a weight class many feel has lost momentum. According to the analyst, the welterweight scene is unusually quiet at the moment, with very few exciting new clashes on the table. Big names like Ryan Garcia, Mario Barrios, and others are already locked into their own paths, which has left the division lacking fresh storylines. From that perspective, Davis's arrival could inject much-needed life into a division that's searching for its next spark.
40 to 47, and he says he wants to fight Jermaine Ortiz and then move up to welterweight, which would be perfect because, like I told you, I really am the best in this business. Like, everything I say is like clockwork, right? It's amazing to me. Sometimes I amaze myself. So what am I talking about? I literally just said welterweight is dry. It's a stale, stagnant, horrible division right now. Not too many ways to mix and match the guys, and then the guys you could mix and match are pretty much busy. The Ryans, the Barrioses, and the Rollies, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video. And I told you it's going to require, this is how it works in the sport of boxing. I know because I've been here.
The analyst emphasized that boxing truly flourishes when fighters step up in weight, opening the door to fresh rivalries and new opportunities. He highlighted examples like Jiren Boots Ennis, who moved from 147 to 154 and immediately injected energy into that division, facing names such as Sebastian Ferreira, Virgil Ortiz, Jermall Charlo, and Errol Spence. Using that same logic, he argued, welterweight could experience a resurgence if emerging stars like Keyshawn Davis, Shakur Stevenson, and Gary Antoine Russell make the leap. For Davis, moving up wouldn't just challenge him against larger opponents, it would also deliver the kind of high-stakes matchups fans are hungry to see. The analyst sees Davis's boldness and drive as the perfect catalyst to reignite excitement in welterweight and draw major spotlight back to the division.
Can't make 40 anymore, just like Jerron Boots Ennis couldn't make 47, and he moved up to 154. Now 54 is cracking. They got 54 out here cracking. Tons of names where you can mix and match the Funduras, the Virgil Ortiz, Jermall Charlo, possibly Errol Spence, Murtazaev, Boots, right? You got tons of ways you can mix and match these people. 47 right now is dry, so it's going to take Shakur's and the Keyshawns and Gary Antoine Russells or the El Rayos, you know, different Edwin De Los Santos, Matias, different guys to move up to start to purge and like fill out the division. Right now, it's not many options. Again, Devin versus Louis Crockpot is a terrible fight, and I don't know anyone that wants to see.
Keyshawn Davis has officially confirmed that his next fight will be against Louis Crocker before taking on Devin Haney, despite initially calling out Haney right after his knockout of Jermaine Ortiz. This announcement has sparked debate among fans and analysts, noting that Crocker wasn't even mentioned in Davis's post-fight comments, where all the attention was on Haney. Now, with the Crocker bout locked in, Davis explains that facing him first is a tactical move designed to strengthen his position and leverage in negotiations for the bigger showdown with Haney.
Devin Haney. So, after you knocked out Jermaine Ortiz, let me get this straight. After you stopped Jermaine Ortiz, you made no mention of Louis Crocker. The first name you called out was Devin Haney, and the only name. Unless I missed the rest of the interview. And now, you saying you had a deal in place to fight Louis Crocker next. And then if it's worth your while, then you'll fight Devin Haney. Because, and I get it, he believes that he needs to get this belt from Louis Crocker for them to value him the way he wants.
The reasoning behind Davis's choice is straightforward. Crocker holds a title that Davis believes will boost his standing when the Haney fight comes around. Critics, however, argue that calling out Haney while already planning a bout with Crocker sends mixed signals, with some even accusing him of chasing attention. Fans had anticipated a direct matchup with Haney, but as often happens in boxing, politics and strategy can change the path. By defeating Crocker first, Davis not only strengthens his negotiating power, but also adds legitimacy to his claim for a Haney showdown. While some see this as a smart, strategic move, others view it as slightly misleading. Either way, Davis remains one of the most talked about rising talents in the sport, and the anticipation for his eventual clash with Haney continues to build.
In negotiations with leverage with Devin Haney. I get it. So what's the point in calling out Devin Haney? Why didn't you tell the world, I'm going to fight Louis Crocker next? Because he knows it's not going to be acceptable. If he came out and he says, after Jermaine Ortiz, I'm fighting Louis Crocker, he knows that the fans ain't going to accept that. So he's saying Devin Haney multiple times because he understands what Devin Haney represents. This is what many people will call clout chasing. So you're using Devin Haney's name, but you know you have no intentions of fighting him next? Make this make sense. It all makes sense.
Floyd Schofield recently made waves with his take on a possible clash between Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney. While he admitted that both fighters bring plenty of excitement, Schofield was clear in his assessment. He doesn't see Davis coming out on top against Haney. He believes Haney's experience and ring maturity give him a clear advantage, particularly after demonstrating a higher level of skill and calmness in his most recent bout. Schofield did acknowledge that Davis looked impressive against Jermaine Ortiz, but he pointed out that Ortiz seemed tentative and never fully challenged Davis, which may have made the victory appear more commanding than it actually was.
Which one go up there? Devin is Devin. Devin going to show up. It's going to be a great fight with either one of them. Because Devin took a loss, and he don't want to take another loss, whether he got it cleaned off his record or not. He don't want to take another one.
Fight though, I ain't gonna lie.
Both of them are good fight. Even I don't think Keyshawn is going to beat Devin. I really don't believe Keyshawn will beat Devin.
Too much experience? Why?
I don't know. I just don't see. But off my prediction yesterday, I'm not gonna get that because people will say things. But skill wise, I don't believe this new Devin that showed up his last fight. Keyshawn is gonna be able to run through like he did Ortiz, a smaller guy who seemed like he didn't want to be in there.
I ain't gonna lie. As much as I don't like Devin, I did not expect Devin to do that to.
Schofield also voiced criticism over how the Ortiz fight ended, suggesting the referee essentially handed Davis the win by stopping it too early, not giving Ortiz a fair chance to recover. While he respects Davis's talent and admires his relentless mindset, Schofield insists that Haney operates on a higher level. He pointed out Haney's ability to take clean, powerful shots without faltering, showcasing his toughness and composure. That said, Schofield admitted that Davis possesses the skill, size, and speed to make the bout competitive, particularly if he sharpens his combinations from the opening rounds. In the end, he sees a Davis versus Haney fight as an exciting matchup, but one where Haney's experience and durability could ultimately tip the scales.
We didn't even buckle Devin, so I don't know.
And Keyshawn's performance wasn't great. It was good he stopped him, that the referee gave him a gift. Because the ref stopped it. He didn't even give Ortiz a chance to stand up. Not saying Ortiz would have won, but it wouldn't have been a knockout in that 12 seconds. No, that's what I'm saying, but it wouldn't have been a knockout. The ref gave that gift. He didn't even get his man the count to get up to 8. So, or to 10. So, I don't know. I would want to see the Keyshawn and Devin fight.
Key do got some dog in him, so I would like to see that.
I like the new version of them, though. I like the God more in it. The maturity of seeing them grow up as fathers. Like, yo, just to see these young men get into these points is amazing. And they still in their 20s. So I can imagine them in their...
Keyshawn Davis has openly shared his reasons for targeting a fight with Devin Haney, emphasizing that it's all about the belts and building his legacy. He mentioned hearing that Haney could potentially vacate his titles, which Davis sees as a prime opportunity to step in and seize them. For him, this is the ideal chance to showcase his abilities on boxing's biggest stage. While Davis respects Haney's experience and ring intelligence, he firmly believes that his own youth, relentless drive, and advanced skill set make him the more threatening competitor.
Kid might vacate them belts, so we just try to get to them jumps, you know what I'm saying?
Is that a fight? Well, as far as Anthony Yiga goes, what does he bring to the table that can make this a difficult fight?
He's a southpaw. I never fought a southpaw in pros yet. This is a 10-round fight, so I feel like if I was him, I feel like he probably gonna try to drown me. I think he gonna try to come out fast, pressure me, you know what I'm saying, just try to drown me, you know what I'm saying, because I've never been 10 rounds, and I think that's probably his only way he feel like he can just make something happen, you know what I'm saying, because he know he don't got the skill over me, he know I'm the younger fighter, and he know he has the experience over me, so, you know, why not try to drown the younger fighter, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you watch tape on the opponents, or you just adjust on the fly?
Oh, I'm a businessman.
When discussing his approach to training, Davis stressed that he studies every opponent in meticulous detail. He doesn't only focus on their strengths but digs deep for weaknesses, how they handle pressure, whether they react poorly when challenged, or how quickly they tire or cut. To Davis, every small observation can become an advantage. He knows Haney will lean on his experience to try and control the fight, but Davis is confident that his speed, power, and relentless intensity will outmatch him. He even predicted a knockout, insisting that once the pressure hits, Haney won't be able to withstand it. Bold and unapologetic, Davis frames this matchup as more than just a fight. It's his chance to prove he belongs at the top. For him, defeating Haney isn't merely another victory. It's a declaration that he is boxing's next big star.
What are you looking for? Are you looking for strengths? Are you looking for weaknesses? Like, which one do you prioritize?
I look for everything. I look for where you get cut at every single fight. I look for if somebody fights you dirty, do you complain? I look for all that shit. 'Cause everything that's a weakness, I'm gonna use to my advantage.
I like it. Prediction for the fight.
I'm gonna knock his ass out. He's getting up out of there. He's getting up out of there. If y'all gamble respect on that shit, y'all gonna, I'm gonna get his ass up out of there.
You referenced Devin Haney possibly vacating the belts.
Yeah.
Do you think after you get a belt, you'll eventually see him at like 140, 147?
I was about to say shit. Oh, hell yeah. Like, I'd love to go to 140. Like, after I won my first world title, 35, I defended one time. I would have no problem going to 140 and test the waters out up there and becoming champion at 2 different weight classes, just holding that shit down. Because I know I can do it.
All right, so give me your hit list in order. Because you've been going at it with Frank. You've been going at it with Dev.
That wraps up today's video. Make sure to stay tuned for more, and we'll catch you in the next one.